So hi and welcome to today's horoscope. Today we're talking about the full moon in Libra and we're going to go through each of the zodiac signs, what this full moon predicts for you. And at the beginning of the video, I'm going to walk you through like the general considerations, like what I look at before I make predictions for each of the zodiac signs. The first thing I want to mention though is that I do astrology readings. And so if you want a more tailored approach, a more specific like view of what is happening in your chart, I do astrology readings live on Zoom, and there's a link in the description where you can book your reading and select like a time, and then we both meet on Zoom, and you can ask questions and do whatever you want along the way as we go. So the full moon in Libra. Libra is the sign ruled by Venus, and this week as well, we have Venus moving from Aries to Taurus, which is very, very good energy. Venus rules over both Taurus and Libra, and so there is a very powerful energy of love in the air. Venus is very, very strong at this point. And with Venus ruling over the full moon, that is a very good energy. That is like a good sign. That's a benefic sign. That means that it's like a very positive tone. The issue comes in though, where we have Mars in Pisces. So Pisces is a very watery sign, a very emotional sign, and kind of a dramatic sign, right? Mars is the god of war, the god of action. And so there is kind of a tone of like that, there is a tone of grace with this full moon, but also a tone of like emotion, deep emotion, and maybe like hurt feelings is kind of a vibe too. When we talk about like Mars and Pisces, this can be like emotions that you don't yet understand. And so I feel like that is the two most characterizing events for this eclipse is that Venus is in Taurus, which is a very grounded, very nurturing, very caring energy. But then we also have this like almost hurt energy or like maybe a little bit confused, like you're not exactly sure how you feel or like what is motivating you at this time. And these are very, very important significations for this event. And so a full moon in astrology is a point in time where something is happening, something is coming to fruition. It represents like whenever you start something, right? A new moon is a new beginning. The full moon is when that new beginning starts to really take like hold over your life. And so this is a period where love is a big theme and also like emotions. And so I feel like emotions are very, very high with this full moon. And whatever house that lands in your chart, it's very important to understand that like emotions are very, very high with this full moon. But I'm gonna get straight into each of the signs. I feel like I didn't explain that very well, but we're gonna get straight into the signs. So for Aries, right now you have Venus in your second house, helping you to profit, like to make money from your ideas and make money from the way that you're feeling. You have Mars in your 12th house, though, and this can be a difficult house because this deals with the subconscious mind and fears. And so at this time, there is a fearless energy that is needed for Aries in order to obtain your goals. With the moon in your seventh house, right now is an extremely good time for you to be negotiating. There is just maybe some issue like getting past a fear or breaking down some sort of barrier with yourself. I feel like this is one of those situations where it's like the call is coming from within the house Aries, and that is kind of the message for Aries is like you could be preventing blessings from coming into your life, or you could be like not using your words to their fullest potential, or there could be like a fear, an overthinking vibe. And as an Aries, like that resonates with what's happening in this video. I feel like it's a little all over the place. Taurus. So this new moon is a very, very good moon for Taurus. It's happening in your sixth house, which is the house of like health and routine, and considered one of the bad houses. But we have Venus in the sign of Taurus, and that is really bonifying. That is bringing good energy to this full moon for you. And so this is a time where you could be finding like a routine that really works in your life or like is really beneficial for you. And I feel like there's kind of like a vibe of like things like working out for you. And maybe there's like at this time people helping you and like assisting you in this journey where like there's people helping you with your routine like to get things done. And this is just a time where I feel like your routine rewards you, Taurus. Gemini, so this week, the full moon is a very, very creative energy for you. You have Venus in your 12th house, and I feel like that means that there could be like negative emotions, negative feelings impacting your life at this time, and it is a time to like create from those feelings. Venus also represents love, right? The fifth house connects to romance, and so there could be like the potential for lots of dating or like lots of fun connections. I just feel like there's almost a message of like fear at this time for Geminis, and so in romance, in love, right now, you really have to be fearless and be willing to push past like the fear. That's really the best word for it with the 12th house is the fear. There is kind of a need to like push past that fear, and I feel like it shouldn't be difficult because Venus is very strongly placed in your 12th house. It's just like doing something that might scare you at this time, I feel like will be very, very rewarding. So Cancer this week, the full moon is happening in your fourth house, and this is an exceptional time for like spring cleaning vibes and to really lighten the load in your house. We have the sun in your 10th house, which is the house of achievements and public success. So there could be a lot of people looking to you right now for like answers, or there could be a lot of people that like depend on you, Cancer. And this is just a time I feel like where getting all of your like your things, getting your ducks in an order will really help you to be more for more people. We have Venus in the 11th house and Mars in the ninth house. And so there's almost like a vibe where you're not exactly sure what the next move is. You're not exactly sure where to go yet. And I just feel like staying where you are and tidying up is kind of the vibe for Cancers. So, Leo, this week is an exceptional time for you to explore the environment around you, the world around you, and to use your words to their finest. We have Venus in your 10th house, and this is the house of achievements, right? And so, this is a highly, highly attractive time for Leos, and this is a highly attractive time, like within conversations, within your writing, and within like your everyday environment. You could see the world from like a different angle at this time, and there's just like a very positive energy around you that really pulls people in. And so I feel like now's the time to really focus on your magnetism and understand that like things are coming to you. When we talk about Venus in the 10th house, right? This represents a time where you're able to attract achievements. And I feel like the achievements are all around you, right? The achievements happening in your daily life. And it's just a time where you are able to really pull things in to your world. So Virgo, right now we have a full moon happening in your second house, and the ruler of that full moon is actually in your ninth house, which is very, very good energy. The ninth house represents expression, exploration, and philosophy, studies, new ideas, right? And so this is a time where your experiences have the opportunity to reward you with finances. And so I feel like this is a good time for you as an Aries to, or not as an Aries, I'm sorry, as a Virgo for Virgos, this is a really good time to like use your experiences to your advantage. We have Mars in the seventh house, and so even like this could mean like the people you know, right? This could be a good time to like vet people, to ask people questions, and see what kind of information you can get out of them. This could be a good time also to like speak up about needing help with something. But I just feel like for Virgos right now, your experiences are rewarding you and in a financial, in a tangible way. So Libra, this full moon is happening in the sign of Libra, and I feel like there's kind of like a pressure on you is what you're gonna feel. Because we have Mars in the sixth house, we have Venus in the eighth house. These are both houses that deal with change and transformation. And so I just feel like at this time for Libras, there's a lot changing around you. You have been changing a lot about your life. And this is a time where you'll start to see like maybe some of the results, or you'll start to feel some of the results. You'll start to feel like the moves that you've been making are like doing something or they are working a little bit, and there's like time to breathe almost. It's like you're gonna see like some of the fruits of your labor is kind of the vibe, and it's like you just have time to breathe. I feel like for Libras, this is a time where it's like you see the plan working in your life. So Scorpio this week, I feel like is really, really exciting for you, but I feel like there is the potential, I feel like, for you to get lost in some sort of fear, some sort of in your mind is kind of the vibe. And with Venus in your seventh house, I feel like this is a highly attractive time for you, Scorpio. We have Mars in the fifth house as well. And so this is a time where you have the opportunity to meet new people. You have the opportunity to attract new situations and really spice up your love life. And I feel like the only thing stopping you right now, Scorpio, would be yourself. And that's a really good message because like when we recognize that like we are the things standing in our own way, right? We can start to like say, you know what, I'm gonna step out of my way. And I feel like that is the message for Scorpios this week is that like there are things working in your favor. There just could be some sort of situation in your mind that is distracting you. Sagittarius. So this week is a really, really good time for you to attract the people into your life that are going to help you to achieve some sort of goal or to get things moving in your life. This could mean I'm like literally what I'm thinking about is like moving a moving truck. And so you could be moving at this time, or there could be some sort of problem in your life, and it's like you need to like hire somebody or you need to ask a friend, phone a friend for some help at this time. The full moon is happening in your 11th house, which connects to our network in life. And I feel like this is just an exceptional time for Sagittarius to be networking and to really be sharing their problems. I'm even thinking about like therapy, whatever this, however you apply the situation. This is just a good week, I feel like, for you as a Sagittarius to bring people in and to ask for help and to find the assistance that you need. Capricorn, so right now we have a full moon happening in your 10th house, and this represents a time in your life where your achievements are being recognized. And this is like, this can be in a small way, this can be in a big way, this can happen in many ways. I'll give you a personal example, right? When the full moon happens in my 10th house, I've noticed that the last like 3 years, literally over the last 3 years, I always got raises, or I got a new job last year when the moon was in my 10th house, which came with a raise. And so that's kind of the vibe for Capricorns right now is either you're making more money or your achievements are being recognized in some way. With Mars in your third house and Venus in your fifth house, right now is a time to think of creative solutions. And I feel like your mind, your ideas have the opportunity to make that growth, make that experience even more expansive and spread a little bit further. So Aquarius, this week, I feel like your experiences are serving to teach you something in some way. We have a full moon happening in your ninth house, which is the house that represents travels, education, and philosophy. And so I feel like the things that you're experiencing in the world around you, right? This could be problems, this could be frustrations, or this could be ease as well. It could be anything. But I feel like what you're experiencing now, it is important that you like take inventory of it, right? And say like, how did this make me feel? And understand it on a deeper level. I feel like profound changes can come when we take a moment to pause, to reflect, and say like, how does this feel for me in my life? So, Pisces, this week we have a full moon happening in your eighth house, and this is an excellent time for you to make long term investments and to really plan for the future. The eighth house deals with like shared finances, it deals with resource investments, and it deals with like the money that you're putting out in the world in order to gain more back. This can also mean like energy, like your time, whatever it is that you're putting out in the world that gets you a reward back, right? That is what the eighth house deals with. And I feel like this is just an exceptional time to really manage your money well, or like to budget, to make a plan for the future. With Venus in your third house, this is a time to like use your resources to their best potential. I feel like a lot of time, like in life, sometimes we can like throw money at a problem and it can be hard to like find an answer, right? And I feel like this is one of those times where it's like less will do more for you, Pisces.